I hope this will not be a topic from communism to the market economy and back to the communism, what we a little bit heard from the Professor Balcerovich. Because such of possibilities or such of developments are real, the model of the welfare state is not too far away from this model of the communist society in many its aspects. But first of all, I am really thankful to Acton Institute and to Father Sireko for this invitation to speak here in Kraków and in the front of such an audience. It's especially, we can say, historical, as it was soon mentioned yesterday. The son of Kraków, one of the most famous sons, John Paul II, had its 90th birth anniversary. Because starting to talk about how the Central and Eastern Europe moved actually from communism to the market, without John Paul II it has not been possible. And his role and his message was crucial in these days. Estonia, as you maybe know, is dominantly Lutheran country, but John Paul II was looked also in Estonia as our Pope. And so it was very simple. Why? Because the message of John Paul II from his first days in the office and again soon from the times of his work in Kraków was very simple and hit the communism to its heart. Be not afraid. The communism which based on the terror and fear, that was namely the most important message which was possible somebody to give, and it was given. It was an important message for the people who created the solidarity movement. It was a very important message to the other people who in the Baltic countries raised to the resistance through so-called singing revolutions and Baltic chain, and who at the end all these nations together crushed this evil empire. When we became free again in 1991 in Estonia and looked around, only then we actually found how devastating this communist system has been, because we were really completely down. In 1992, where we had to start the reforms, we had more than 1,000% inflation per annum. We had foodstuff rations on the cards. We had 30% drop in economy. Our economy was actually 92% dependent from Russia. We had no gas, which means no cars on the streets, and so on, so on. Our environment was damaged. The people in Estonia even couldn't go to the swim to the sea, as it was directly dangerous to the health of them. And which was most sad was that not only environment or economy was damaged, but the souls of people were damaged also. They were made largely the servants of the state. They were made dependent from the state. They were taught not to make decisions, not to become responsible, not to be active, not to be creative. This was, in one way, namely the reason why this communist system at the end failed. But looking on all of this, it was really quite hopeless situation. In this moment, I don't know why, but the Estonian people decided to elect some crazy young people to the position of prime ministers and to lead the country. And when we took over, I was 32 years old. Most of my cabinet was younger as me, Foreign Minister 27 and Minister of Justice 26 and so on. In this moment, looking on this absolute chaos around us, I must say, these words of John Paul II, be not afraid, were really important for us. And the young people, of course, they are not so afraid because they don't know exactly what is possible in the world and what's not. We didn't know this too much, and which means we did impossible things and started really radical reforms based on many concepts, starting from the German economical miracle after the Second World War and on the teachings of the people like Milton Friedman and others. So we decided really to trust the freedom of people, to trust the creativity of the people, which John Paul II in his encyclica Centesimus Annus has really described as one of the most important gifts of God, which must be supported and which must be developed. That was our understanding also, and which means all our steps were targeted really to wake the people up and to make themselves possible to pass the decisions, to be free, to be creative. So which means we slashed the state and government role in economy massively. We privatized, we liberalized, we opened our country to the competition, we abolished the custom tariffs, we introduced a flat tax which really encouraged the people to work and to create, and did all other such kind of reforms, which really gave excellent results. Estonia has been a changed country. We have developed faster as nearly any other country in the world, looking how much nearer we have got to the average European or American living standards. The poverty has been decreased nearly by 2 times. Social inequality has been decreased. All social measurements and statistics has increased significantly. So the country turned to be significantly more wealthy, more socially protected, less down, and which most important, the people started to smile on the streets, which was not so common in the Soviet times.